Just imagine 2 years ago, walking into a boardroom and coming up with this great suggestion that everyone should go home and start working from home. You would have been thrown out of the boardroom.
For property economist Professor 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏, COVID has re-energized the property space.
It has opened up a world that we weren't seeing, the possibilities that we weren't considering.
Johannesburg, Cape Town, in fact, city centres around the world are suffering from the office wasteland effect. In South Africa alone, around 2.4 million square metres are just lying empty. So what to do with all that empty space? Well, some property developers are thinking out of the box, and those offices are being transformed into cosy work-from-home apartments. Thousands of them.
As you can see, demolition has just started. Roofs are being ripped
Grant
down.
Friedman showed us around.
These offices were built to be offices. They weren't designed to become an apartment building. So it takes quite a lot of work to retrofit them.
Grant, this office space will become really a complete work-from-home apartment.
Yes, this cubicle will become someone's home.
And Hotel Sky in Cape Town, previously 27 floors of offices, is now transformed to a Las Vegas lookalike.
One of the big words at the moment in the property market is the repurposing of space. We've got a type of space that we've used for an office. Can we use that for something else? More and more property companies are going to look very much like hotel groups.
So we've created work-from-home environments. We offer all sorts of amenities. We offer gyms for our tenants, 24-hour security. We like to imagine it as a hotel that you can live in forever.
A digital marketing specialist, 𝗃𝗁𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃, works for a Canadian company. It took the pandemic for her career to go global.
I think I spent about 8 months looking for work during the pandemic, and nothing came about from that. So I had to start going outside of South Africa.
So while COVID has confined us in some ways, the digital space has opened up.
I didn't understand how powerful the digital space would be, and to achieve these projects that we're doing, I thought that you would need that face-to-face, and actually you don't.
Remote working is a hot topic, from dinner table conversations to business magazines, and of course, property economists.
Let's not underestimate the digital divide in South Africa. We don't all have the same access to the internet. It's easy when you have a smartphone in your pocket. It's a very different story when you're in rural Limpopo. For cities, it will be interesting. There are cities globally at the moment who are saying, well, instead of my rates and taxes being used to build roads, give me free Wi-Fi instead, because I spend more time on the internet highway than on the concrete highway.
Cape Town was recently voted one of the world's 50 best destinations for remote workers. 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏 heads up economic opportunities and tourism for the city. Hi James, how are you doing?
Nice to meet you, albeit virtually.
He's proposing a remote working visa to attract digital nomads. How are you going to persuade government to issue these work-from-home visas?
Our proposal is that an amendment be made to Section 11 of the Immigration Act, which relates to an extension of visas beyond 90 days.
They would have to be working for an overseas company, am I right? Not taking jobs from South Africans.
That's indeed the case. So you must present control of sufficient financial resources. You also require an applicant to provide evidence of employment abroad, as well as sufficient income from such employment.
Tell you what, life is a beach. It's really incredible.
𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏 is one of Cape Town's 40,000 tech workers, and he's not actually on the beach. But the beauty of remote working is you can be anywhere. While the world might be a digital nomad's oyster, they're now competing in an international field.
Competition is much tougher. It's really hard. It's not easy because you still have to deliver the work. And when you are working remotely, an organization can say, listen, you're not the best person, we're going to go for somebody else, because they can get anybody anywhere in the world.
And cities are competing to attract these nomads. where do you see your competition coming from internationally and within Africa?
If you think about the tech sector, our biggest competition in tech is Lagos. Globally, you've got other cities like Norway, Australia, Portugal, Germany, Dubai, that's already implemented these type of remote working visas. So the competition is out there. The world has been turned upside down. COVID-19 brought about such drastic shifts that require us to significantly reconsider the ways we work and live. And that includes the tourism sector, which employed nearly 300,000 people in Cape Town.
So 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝘀 no more.
No more, no more.
𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀 founded startup circles to bring together investors and entrepreneurs across Africa. In February last year, he was in Silicon Valley and returned to launch his business. Then COVID hit and everything changed.
So we had to pivot immediately and do it completely digital.
𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀 and his wife 𝗃𝗃𝗃 had to immediately transform the way they operated.
And stages, are these like investor ready?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
So
The result is their clients and investors now come from all over the world.
we've had our main investor investing in 10 companies during lockdown, whereas previously maybe we would have been tempted to have meetings in person and the process would be longer. But now investors are investing without having to meet people face to face. We were in Kruger, so we were having a demo day with entrepreneurs from across the continent and from Europe, and I was sitting in Kruger.
You're always connected. I can get a message from my boss and I'm like, it's 3 o'clock my time, you know? And then you do quickly jump on to make sure that you have executed everything.
Time zones are, well, not very nice to handle. So my current lifestyle is to wake up in the morning, my wife and I will go for a quick surf at about midday. My official hours are 2 o'clock in the afternoon until midnight. So I'll start working, we'll take a supper break, put the kid down, just get some work done until midnight.
A few months into lockdown, corporate bosses were keen for their staff to work from home to reduce COVID infections. But things have changed. 43% of the UK's biggest companies are adopting a hybrid model where staff will work from home 2 to 3 days a week.
The future of work is going to be hybrid, which I think is a good thing because a lot of times there are a lot of trips that were completely unnecessary. And there are a lot of meetings that just wasting time.
As society, we didn't quite get the luxury of time. Maybe we will move back a bit. I don't think we should ever move back completely.